let's take a look at these circles here. How many total circles do I have? Well, besides just counting them, I can find out a couple of ways. I can see that I have 3 rows of blue circles. In each row, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue circles. So I can illustrate that by writing 3 times 5, and that's going to be the total amount of blue circles that I have. I can then look at my red circles and see that I have 2 rows of red circles, and I also have 5 in each row. So I could show that by writing 2 times 5. So altogether, I have 3 times 5 plus 2 times 5. If I simplify that, 3 times 5 equals 15, 2 times 5 equals 10. I can then add 15 and 10, and I would get 25. So I have 25 circles in all. We could have found this out another way as well. You may have instead seen that, yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, and I instead could have seen that I have 5 rows all together. And I could show this as 3 plus 2, because I had 3 blue, 1, 2, 3, and I have 2 red, so all together that is 3 plus 2, times 5, because I have 5 columns. And if I were to write it this way, 3 plus 2 times 5, I would then solve in my parentheses first. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And I'm going to bring down my 5 here. Next, I'm going to solve my multiplication. 5 times 5 equals 25. Do I get the same answer? Yes, I do. So whether I solved it with looking at my blue circles first, and then looking at my red circles and adding them together, or if I solved it by adding the rows of blue and red circles and then multiplying that times the number of columns, whether I did method 1 or method 2, doesn't matter. I'm going to get the same exact answer of 25 total circles. Let's take a look at another problem. Brianna has 6 scenic postcards and 4 animal postcards from each of the 8 places that she has visited. So I know that she has collected 6 scenic postcards, and she has collected 4 animal postcards for each place she's visited. And she's visited 8 total places. So we're being asked to show the number of postcards Brianna has with an array. I'm going to illustrate my scenic postcards and my animal postcards with this array. The red squares illustrate the scenic postcards. So these are all the postcards with scenes on them. And you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Those 8 rows are showing me the number of places that Brianna has visited. So the red represents the scenic postcards, and the blue represents the animal postcards. And again, my rows illustrates the places that she's visited. So this array here shows me the total number of postcards that Brianna has collected on her visits. I can show this 2 ways, just like my last problem. If I want to find the total number of postcards, I could show it with method 1 by saying that altogether she collected 10 postcards. So that is all of her scenic postcards and animal postcards. Altogether, she collects 10 postcards from each place. I could also show this with another method. Once again, I can take a look at my scenic postcards and my animal postcards differently. And I could say that she collects 6 postcards, 6 scenic postcards from all 8 places, and 4 animal postcards from all 8 places. So I'm multiplying 6 times 8. This is going to tell me all of my red squares. And then I multiply 4 times 8, which is going to tell me all of my blue squares. When I put them all together, I will find out the total number of postcards she collected on her trips. So in your notebook, give both of these problems a try. I want you to solve using method 1, and I want you to solve using method 2. Do both methods give the same answer? Pause the video to solve. Press pause now. Okay, did you have a chance to solve both problems? If you have solved both, we're going to review it right now. With method 1, we're going to solve the information in our parentheses first. So I have 10 times 8. 10 times 8 equals 80. And that's my final answer, so I'm going to box it. Using method 2, that was when we were finding the total number of scenic postcards and the total number of animal postcards, and then we're going to put those together at the end. So my total number of scenic postcards is 48, and my total number of animal postcards is 32. When I add 48 and 32 together, I'm going to get 80. So yes, I do get the same answer with method 1 or method 2. When we solve 6 plus 4 times 8 by computing 6 times 8 and 4 times 8, we are distributing the 8 to both digits inside of the parentheses. We call this the distributive property. Let me explain that a little bit more clearly. So let's take a look at the problem 6 plus 4 times 8. We are distributing the 8 here. I'm going to distribute the 8 to the 6. So I have 6 times 8. And I'm going to distribute the 8 to the 4. So that I have 8 times 4. So I'm taking that 8 and I'm distributing it to the 2 parts that are inside of my parentheses. I'm going to get the same answer with both methods. Taking this 8 and distributing it to each part, distributing it to the 6 and the 4, is known as the distributive property. And that's a new math vocabulary word for us. Okay, I want you to try a couple of these problems on your own. We're going to go over these tomorrow in class, and we'll review the information on this video. So, do me a favor and solve the following problems in your notebook. We are first going to find the value of the 2 problems listed here. Then I want you to use the distributive property to fill in the blanks. Write the complete problems in your notebook. You can press pause to keep this screen up so you can copy it down.